So, are you tired of being called antisocial in retirement? Maybe you're the guy who slips out of parties early. Maybe you turn down the neighborhood potluck. Or would you rather be in the garage or on the couch with a good book than at one more fun social event? People think you're avoiding them, but really? You might just prefer being alone. And here's the part that nobody tells you that can be a hidden strength, not a flaw. So today I want to show you why those antisocial habits might actually be introvert superpowers. So if you'd rather stay home than forcing yourself through a draining event, you've already developed one rare strength. You know yourself. When I was younger, big office parties left me wiped out. I assumed I'm the problem. I should be more outgoing. But later on in life, I realized my energy just works differently. Some situations fill me up, others empty the tank. And if you've noticed that too, that's not weakness, that's wisdom. And once you see that, you start building boundaries. So instead of saying yes to everything, you're able to say, hey, thanks for the invite, but I'm going to sit this one out. That's not rude, that's you protecting your energy so that you can show up better for the things that really matters. So that's superpower number one, self-awareness with boundaries. So there's another strength that lies behind preferring to be alone. You're probably more emotionally independent than you realize. You're comfortable in your own company. You're not chasing attention or approval all the time. You still want connection, but you don't fall apart without it. That changes how you do relationships. You're not coming into a relationship with, please fix me. You're coming in with, I'm okay and I'd like to share life with you. And introverts also tend to quietly process things. When I'm in the car by myself, the radio is usually off. I just thinking about the day, what went well, what didn't, what I want to do better. From the outside, that looks pretty boring. It looks like nothing. But inside here, it's an emotional tune-up. So that's superpower number two is emotional independence. You can steady yourself from the inside out. So if you enjoy being alone, you've probably noticed this. You can go deep, like deep in a project in your workshop, in your office, or even just in your favorite chair. You can lose track of time fixing things, reading, building, gardening, whatever your thing is. You know, a world that's constantly distracted, that kind of focus is rare. And it's a gift to the people you love. Your grandkids don't need a theme park every time they visit. They mostly want you, sitting on the floor, building something, playing their game, reading the same story time and time again, maybe taking a slow walk and noticing little things. Introverts are good at that. We're comfortable with slow and quiet. We can be fully present. So that's superpower number three. When you're with someone, you can really be there. So if you don't have a big social circle in retirement, it doesn't always mean you're bad at relationships. A lot of times it just means you value quality over quantity. You've lived long enough to know that not every relationship is worth the energy it takes to maintain it. So maybe now it's just your spouse, a couple of close friends, and your family. From the outside, people might think, wow, he doesn't have very many friends. But from the inside, you might think, hey, these few people, I trust them. I show up for them. I know they'll be there for me. You might rather be alone than sit in a room where you feel drained or invisible. That's not a flaw. That's a kind of wisdom. And that's superpower number four. You invest deeply in a few instead of spreading yourself thin. So underneath all of this is one more strength, the courage to live differently. Most people go along with the crowd, even when it doesn't feel right. If you can say, hey, you guys have fun, I'm heading home, and be at peace with that, that takes some courage. Because the world keeps telling us, oh, more socializing is always better. And you've learned, yeah, some socializing is good. Too much, that's just noise. You're not rejecting people, you're choosing peace and a rhythm that actually fits how you're wired. So that's superpower number five. You're willing to be different if that's what keeps you healthy. So, if you've been called antisocial in retirement, if people don't understand why you prefer being alone, here's what might really be true. You have self awareness and boundaries, you have emotional independence, you have deep focus and quiet presence, you value quality over quantity, and you have the courage to live differently. So, it doesn't make you broken. Those are strengths the world that just doesn't always see. Now, one important note, there's, of course, a difference between enjoying solitude and feeling painfully lonely. So if you're thinking, well, I like my quiet time, I mostly feel okay, you're probably in that healthy solitude zone. But if you're really struggling, not just happy to skip the party, but hurting inside, there's no shame in reaching out. Talk to your doctor, a counselor, a pastor, someone you trust. Getting support doesn't erase your introvert strengths, it helps you use them from a healthier place. So, for the rest of us introverts in retirement, maybe the question isn't what's wrong with me? Maybe it's how do I use these quiet strengths well for myself, my marriage, my kids, and my grandkids? If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Which superpower sounded most like you? You might be surprised how many other guys read it and think, yeah, that's me too. You're not antisocial, you just prefer a quieter way of living. And that can be a hidden strength. So take good care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.